first steps we're taking today of reducing the number of low-paid temporary foreign workers that can come work in this country.
Imagine those who have liquidated their financial resources and assets para meron silang perang pangbaon dito sa Canada.
There are needs that are no longer there anymore in the low-skilled wage programs, but also in other programs. And so we need to look at that soberly and adjust on the fly.
At yung iba pa nga, nangutang pa para merong maipambayad sa tuition nila as an international student.
We are serious about these changes taking place, and I think it's really important for people to understand that we are implementing a refusal to process in all census metropolitan areas that have an unemployment rate greater than 6%.
At meron din naman tayong mga kababayan na isinugal na nila ang kanilang mga natitirang baraha para sa kanilang panibagong panimula pagpunta nila dito sa Canada. Paano kung iniwan mo ang permanent job mo para maging temporary foreign worker dito sa Canada, hoping na magkaroon ka ng Canadian work experience na magagamit mo sana for your permanent residency application. Tapos, naabutan ka ng sangkatutak na changes from IRCC. Uuwi ka na nga lang bang luhaan or ilalaban mo pa ito? Ito ang tanong na usap-usapan ng mga Marites hindi lamang sa loob ng Canada, kundi pati na rin sa ibang panig ng mundo. Is this really smart politics or smart policy? Nako, kung interesado ka sa usapang to, let's talk. During the Federal Ministers' Retreat last August 26 in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the government will significantly reduce the number of temporary foreign workers in Canada after a historic surge that some experts say fueled unemployment among immigrants and young Canadians. In the last 3 years, the number of non-permanent residents, a category that includes temporary foreign workers, international students, and asylum seekers, has more than doubled from about 1.3 million in 2021 to nearly 2.8 million in the second quarter of this year. Ayon sa data ng Statistics Canada, ang unemployment rate for recent immigrants o ito yung mga naging permanent residents within the last 5 years ay sumampa na ng 12.6%. Ang ibig sabihin nito, mas mataas na ito ng 4 percentage points kumpara sa nakaraang taon. Balikan lang natin, ano-ano nga ba ang mga policy changes na inimplement ng IRCC na merong direktang impact sa mga temporary foreign workers at international students? Among the many changes that IRCC implemented this year is the Post-Graduation Work Permit or PGWP eligibility. As of June 21st, IRCC announced that international students applying for PGWP can no longer do this at the Canadian port of entry. This new rule puts an end to a practice that is often referred to as flag polling. Ang ibig sabihin nito, may mga aplikante kasi na gustong mas mapabilis ang pagkuha nila ng kanilang work permit within Canada by going to a Canadian port of entry and accessing same-day immigration services. Inanunsyo din ng IRCC that starting February 15, graduates from a master's degree program of less than 2 years or 8 months minimum may be eligible for a 3-year graduation work permit. Remember, the duration of your PGWP depends on the level and duration of your study program or the expiry date of your passport, whichever comes first. Starting September 1st of this year, international students who begin a study program under the Curriculum Licensing Agreement will no longer be eligible for a post-graduation work permit upon completion of their program. Pero, ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng Curriculum Licensing Agreements? Under Curriculum Licensing Agreements, ito yung mga estudyante na physically pumapasok sa isang private college that has been licensed to deliver the curriculum of an associated public college. These programs have seen significant growth in attracting international students in recent years, though they have less oversight than public colleges and they act as a loophole with regards to PGWP eligibility. Alam mo, if I am being honest, I agree with IRCC's policy. Dito kasi sa Canada, dumami na talaga ang number of unscrupulous and bogus private educational institutions who took advantage of the high cost of tuition from international students. Mas mataas kasi ng 3 to 5 times ang tuition ng international students in comparison to the locals or even permanent residents. Tapos itong mga institutions na to, okay lang sa kanila na mag-absent ang mga estudyante nila who are busy working and not attending their classes anymore.
hindi magandang example, di ba? Kasi parang nagiging front na lang ang pagiging international student nila. Mas interesado silang humanap ng trabaho or magtrabaho and then mag-apply agad-agad ng PR. Not good. Another shocking change that IRCC implemented this year is the restriction of open work permits for the spouses of international students. Open work permits will only be accessible to spouses of international students enrolled in the master's or doctoral programs. Unfortunately, spouses of students in other levels of study, including undergraduate and college programs, will no longer be eligible for this benefit. This adjustment seeks to strike a balance between encouraging highly skilled immigration and maintaining control over the associated benefits. Open work permits issued to spouses of international students have seen significant increase over the last 5 years. In 2017, there were 11,665 spouses of international students who became open work permit holders here in Canada, in comparison to the 72,045 issued in 2023 under the same stream. Kaya naman, nag-decide talaga ang IRCC na baguhin yung kanilang proseso. Nakakagulat, nakakalungkot para sa nakararami kasi hindi naman lahat ng gustong mag-aral sa Canada ay balak mag-take ng master's program or ng doctoral program. Kami ni Luven, maswerte kami na nakapasok kami as an international student and he got an open work permit. Hindi ko kailangang mag-master's degree for 2 years para magkaroon lang ng opportunity na maisama ko yung partner ko here in Canada. Malaking pagbabago to, malaking adjustment. Kung nanonood ka ng video na to and hindi mo balak mag-masteral or mag-doctoral program here sa Canada, you go back to your drawing board, planuhin mo ng maigi kung ano yung strategy mo as an international student dito sa Canada. If you're still part of our conversation, we are still on the topic of international students and post-graduation work permit changes that IRCC rolled out this year. Ang tanong, can I get PGWP once I completed my program, even if I'm not taking a master's program or a doctorate degree? Based on IRCC website, the answer is yes. Your PGWP is dependent on the length of your study program and the level of your study program. As long as you are enrolled to a designated learning institution that offers PGWP eligible programs. So go to canada.ca. That's the website of IRCC. You can check the list of designated learning institutions that offer PGWP programs. And then the length of your PGWP is dependent on the duration of your study program and dependent on the expiration of your passport as well. So these are the things that you should consider before you apply to a DLI or you choose a university or college for your study program. Pagkwentuhan naman natin ang Temporary Foreign Workers Program or TFW. Alam mo ba na ang TFW was designed as an extraordinary measure only to be used when qualified Canadians and permanent residents are unable to fill job vacancies. Pero over the years, this was taken advantage of and TFW program was used to circumvent hiring talented workers in Canada. Kaya naman during the Ministers' Retreat in Halifax, Nova Scotia last August 26, Employment Minister Randy Bossano announced that there will be 65,000 low-wage TFWs who will be asked to return to their respective countries. If you are a temporary foreign worker under the low-wage stream and you are in Canada, these are the changes that you can expect from IRCC beginning September 26. Number 1, the government announced that they will reduce to process Labor Market Impact Assessment or LAMIA in the low-wage stream, specifically in census metropolitan areas with an employment rate of 6% or higher. Of course, there will be exceptions for seasonal and non-seasonal jobs in the food security sectors, healthcare, and construction. Number 2, employers will be allowed to hire no more than 10% of their total workforce through the TFW program. And number 3, the duration for low-wage stream workers will be reduced from 2 years to 1 year. IRCC also announced that starting September 3, LAMIA applications will be discontinued for 6 months for job applications or job offers within the Montreal region for wages below 27.47 per hour, which is the current Quebec median hourly wage. In closing, I think both the temporary foreign worker program and the international student stream have become so popular over the years among people who are wanting to migrate to this country permanently. I can honestly empathize to those who gave up their career back home to migrate to Canada and hoping that they could get the elusive PR status or permanent residency status. If you're a temporary foreign worker in this country at pa-expire na yung work permit mo, don't lose hope and don't panic. Continue to get yourself updated. Visit IRCC's website for more updates and continue to network with people who may be able to help you find a good employment while you're still here in Canada. But if you've exhausted everything and it's time for you to go back home, that's better instead of buying a LAMIA. High risk yon, hindi rin assurance na magkakaroon ka ng PR status in the future. You can always apply for permanent residency from the Philippines. Don't consider this as a defeat. Remember, challenges are not meant to discourage us from reaching our final destination. Most of the time, they are designed to reroute us until we find a better pathway. At kung umabot ka sa dulo ng videong to, I appreciate your time. It means a lot to me. And thank you for watching the pilot episode of this segment in my YouTube channel. Let's continue to have a conversation. This has been Tony. Until the next episode of Let's Talk.